Afternoon all, how are we doing? Friday afternoon. Wow, that was a big move, wasn't it, on the indices? Very, very, very nice breakout on the DAX this morning. There's our opening range break, look. I got out here, just got out. Lovely, beautiful this afternoon, this morning. Really nice drop. However, on the downside, US dollar's going mental off of PCE, but that means that all the US indices have also come down massively hard. So it's going to be a very tricky open this afternoon. We've got a lot of movement. So we will see what happens. But yeah, big moves. ADR dashboard's going mental. So got lots of ADRs we can have a look at. Some in line with trend, some not. Mostly, obviously, they've all gone the way that we were expecting them to go. So banked quite a lot this afternoon, actually. Probably take next week off. But yeah, it's good. Very good. Everything moving nicely. So how's everybody doing this afternoon? Everybody, who got on the DAX this morning and managed to hold it? I had one account that stopped out, one account that held. So overall, £2,000 win, but not easy to hold that. Big move, that. Morning, Gordy, afternoon even, whatever it is. So any of you that were in the live room this morning, we looked at that new prop firm, True Forex. So I've signed up with them. This is a True Forex account. So I thought I will manually scalp this afternoon for something different to do. Obviously, we'll look at the opening range, and I'll be trading the opening range anyway. But I thought I might as well have a little play around and see what they're like. So far, I'm pretty impressed with the process. So I've signed up with them, got the account straight away. Logins emailed. Backend's really good. Backend gives you an awful lot of analysis, hold time, loads of data. And obviously, there's no data in it because it's a new account. But yeah, so overall, pretty impressed with the back end of it. Looks pretty good. So we'll have a go with this afternoon. 5-day pass. So I thought I'd go in with 0.5% and see how we get on. It's only a little account though, so 10k, so it's not a biggie. It's only 89 euros, whatever that is in pounds. I don't know, something. So afternoon, Cam. So yeah, PCE we had this afternoon. Big moves, 0.6 on a 0.4 estimate, so it came out bullish. This is the one we looked at this morning, and we said like there's more chance of it coming out as expected or bearish. What did it do today? Went massively bullish. So yeah, big moves on the US dollar. We got the home sales in the University of Michigan this afternoon at 3 o'clock, half an hour after the open as well, but that doesn't tend to do an awful lot. So that's the news done for the day. Obviously, we've had huge moves across the board. Afternoon, Philip, Franco. So yeah, this is going to be a tricky open. I've made my money today on the DAX, so I'm not really sure about what to do with the US indices, but 6 minutes to the open, so we'll have a look. ADRs, obviously there's a lot of ADRs. There's a lot of RSIs obviously extended now as well, so lots to look at. Aussie CAD, look at that for a oh, that's one I want to take a photo of as an advert for the ADR indicator, isn't it? Look, ADR, nope. So yeah, lovely hit on the ADR on that one. But you're not going to get a reversal. Most of these ADRs here, they're not really tradable today with the reversal alert, because the moves have been so fast on a lot of these, but we'll have a whiz through them. We've got 5 minutes until the open. Aussie dollar Swiss, that's 125 ADR. Should have a look at where we are really, yeah. So 125 ADR, just taking out those lows. So nice pullback on this one. Targets are going to be in these propulsion gaps on M15 or M5, obviously. So you've got loads of propulsion gaps on M5 to aim for. Nice potential W going in now at 125 ADR. Reversal alert, trade it back up. That would be your initial target. Asian low would be second target. Got propulsion gaps on the way to consider as well. Pretty good. There's monthly range on the... Oh, that's our first one, look. Monthly range, New Zealand, US dollar. That's the... Oh, no, it's not. We've got a few now. We didn't have any this morning, did we? Now, look at this. Now all the monthly ranges are being hit. Look. Bit late, mate. It's 24th of February. Taking your time. We haven't had any monthlies. Today, they all arrive at once, like buses, aren't they? Aussie dollar Swiss. Good option entry there. Aussie dollar, US dollar. I wouldn't get in front of this US dollar. It's like a stream train at the moment. I wouldn't. Obviously, you are going to get a pullback on it, but you could get a 150 ADR. You want to look at support resistance levels on all of these US dollars and look where you're going. It's hard work to find anywhere. So I'd be cautious about mean reverting the US. We should be long US, remember? So if you're in shorts on the US, this is why you shouldn't be. Afternoon, Brian. Shroud. So yeah, that one, wouldn't get in front of that. CAD yen, ADR hit to the upside, a bit messy. So the CAD's moved with the US dollar. Swiss yen is an ADR as well. So lots of yen movement. So when that 130 news event went in with the PCE, we got a massive spike in the yen. So what they are doing is transferring from yen into US, basically. So we're transferring out of the yen into the US, which means basically everything against the yen will rise. So this is why you're getting all the ADRs on the yen. People are pulling out money out of the yen and putting it into the US. So again, euro yen, big spikes. So all of these, you don't really want to get in front of these yens. I don't think you don't want to get in front of the US dollars. So I won't go through every single one of them, but they're all there to look at. Look at the US dollar yen. This shows you exactly what's happening in the market. Yeah, that has moved 175% because the money is being extracted from there and put into there. So obviously that is massively weak against massively strong, which is why you're going to get the biggest, strongest push. Good explanation of how money moves within the currencies. So yeah, get in the way of that at your peril. The only thing we've got that is not US or CAD related is New Zealand dollar Swiss. That's come down. We are down at support. Not very clean. Actually, it's pretty clean. Yeah, it's good. Good support level. Yeah, so previous resistance. Not happy. Turns into support. This is the first test. Back up to there. Good long opportunity. New Zealand Swiss. Wait for an M5 reversal alert. You might be a bit late on that, to be honest. Mind you, look at the ADR on it. It's 44. So you're only going to get 10 pips out of it. Quarter of an ADR. So trading it back up to there is 13. Not the greatest thing in the world to trade, is it? Pound odd is the other one that's hit as well. So the pound's had a nice rally. That's starting to come off of ADR. And Euro New Zealand on this New Zealand weakness, that's had a good push. So loads of those to look at. Loads of ADRs as well. Right, let's just watch the open. Now I'm going to watch it on my new platform. I've got my opening ranges set wrong. Idiot. How long have I got? Oh, no time at all. I can't really set that now, can I? I'm going to have to manually adjust it. I've put these in wrong. What an idiot. Hold up. It's really confused me, this, because this platform works in UK time. It's really weird. I've not had a platform that works in UK time before. That'd be 15. Right, market's open. Let me just save that quickly. Just going to move that up. Whoop. There's your pre-market high. So we're going long. Let's have a quick crack long. So I'm just basically testing this platform out to see if it's any good. Jesus. What was that lag there? Am I impressed at the moment? No. First trade taken, it froze on me. So I'd be looking for a push up into propulsion. Yeah. It doesn't look like we've got much legs today, does it, at the moment on the NAS? I should really have another chart open, shouldn't I? So we can have a look at what's going on with the Dow as well. Those, I want those around the other way. Never mind, that'll do. That'll do for the minute. Okay. Dow is just retesting those lows. No volume. So basically, the market, obviously today, is exhausted. We're at ADR across the board. We're down at ADR already. So we've had all the volume for the day has already been done pre-market open, which obviously means the market hasn't got a massive amount of strength left in it at the moment. So not making a huge amount of headway. Why risking 0.5%? Am I only trading with a 0.06? I'm making pennies. What the hell's going on? What's my risk? That's right. £2.40. What? Confused.com. What the hell's going on? How is 0.5% risk, right? 4,000. This is the NASDAQ, isn't it? So, what? Anybody help me out here? I'm very confused. 0.5% risk on a 40-point stop is making me $1. What the hell's going on here? 12010 11983. So I'm just checking with my other platform to make sure this is actually the NASDAQ I'm trading, because that doesn't seem right at all. Oh, Jesus, that's frozen up as well. Okay. Right, I'm confused. Has anybody traded with these guys before? True proprietary funds or true Forex funds? For some reason, the Price Action Toolkit thinks that I don't know what's right or wrong here. I'm risking 0.5% on a 40-point stop, and it thinks a 40-point stop. So the tick value on this must be ridiculously low, surely. Tick value is 20 cents. Where's the tick value on that? Why is it not giving me a tick value on that? Oh, this is some sort of. I've never seen a broker like this before. It's not doing the calculations right. Bear with. Kick it, reboot it. I don't think it's that. NASDAQ or US tech or not? Sorry, this is... Go away. Contract size 1. Digits 1. Volume step 1, right? Digits 2, right? Contract size 1. Tick value 0.2. Why do they attach a tick value of 20 cents to a tick? I've never seen that. So I've got to risk 5% basically to get a decent size on, haven't I? $25. Yeah, that gives me a 0.5. So 10K times 0.5% is $50. So I've got to put a what? 10% risk gives me a 0.5% risk on the account balance. What the hell is going on with this broker? All their calculations are... Am I going mad or something? Should be $50. Yeah. I'll just close... I don't get it. I don't get it. I've never seen a broker that... well, for a start, I've never seen a broker that gives you a tick value on... it's like they forced a tick value into the instrument. What's the pound US dollar then? They got a tick value on that? No. Look, no tick value. What are they doing then? So they're basically these guys with these indices. I guess it's the same with all. They probably put a tick value on that up there as well. Yeah, they have. Look, tick value $10. $10 a tick on oil. All right, okay. If you're going to trade with these guys, you can't use the price action toolkit, and I can pretty much guarantee the opening range breakout won't work either. You've got to adjust your risk because they're forcing a tick value, which is not the norm for these instruments. I've never seen this before. This is bizarre. Anyway, I'm long on the NASDAQ with 3 positions at the moment, although it's not really 3 positions, is it? Anyway, hello, everybody. Sorry, you caught me right in the middle of utter confusion then. Afternoon, Franco, John, Brian, Philip. NASDAQ is US tech. Kick it and reboot it. Yep. Hello, sorry, late for class. Hi, Big Papa. Hardy Armand. Sounds like you're trading points rather than pips. Yeah, probably. I didn't get a chance to backtest or do anything with this. So this, in theory, now should be, based on what I was initially trying to do, somewhere in the region of a $150 win. Sitting on $9. There was me going to recommend these guys. Oh, looks good so far. There, back end's great. Got my delivery straight away, but they haven't got a clue about maths. Anyway, I'll see how this trade goes. I might make $25 if I'm lucky. Sounds like the trading points. Yeah, afternoon. Should be $50. Yes, I don't know. Good afternoon. Hi, Neo. Something similar happened to me with IC Markets today. Opened order without me. Ooh, don't know what that is. That shouldn't happen. I'd check your. I'd change your blogging credentials as well, you. Do you need to reset the capital value? No, it's nothing to do with that. There's no capital value in this. And it doesn't use capital. Capital value is only there to display information. It's not there to do anything. This isn't the ORB EA. This is the Price Action Toolkit. So my profit target, instead of 4%, I need to set my profit target to 40%. Oh, this is rubbish. I don't like this broker. I'm confused. I don't like being confused. What the hell are you doing? Look, it's just gone in with a 1.25. Right, so I've asked it to add a position at 220 points, right? Oh, I've got no idea what this thing is doing. I really have got no idea. I've never seen this in my life, ever. I didn't even know this was possible to change the tick value. It throws out all percentage risk allocation. It just doesn't work. Oof, right, oh well. I'll try it again in a minute. Might get stopped out on this one. Working for beer money today. Yeah, going to lose my beer money by the looks of things. Spent 130 quid in a restaurant last night, so I was able to get that back today. I have got that back today because the DAX collapsed this morning and made me an absolute fortune, so I'm happy. Right, so I'm out of my initial trades and I'm still in my additional trade. We're an inside bar. We're not an inside bar, really. We just made a new lower high, a lower low, higher low even. That's really thrown me, that. I can't work out. So if I put a buy stop on now at 1.25, so why was it taking trades for me initially? That's a $50 risk. Yeah, that's okay. So it stopped out on that position. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm probably going to blow this now because I haven't got a clue what the hell is going on. 9937. That's all right. So I've got, what's my risk allocation for the day then? $500. Max daily loss, $500. Right, okay. Loads of room. Right, let's cancel that pending for a minute. Right. Start again. Can you confirm the target for US 30? I haven't got a target for US 30. Which way are you trading, long or short? So this is the 15-minute opening range here now. So that low and this high. So we're within the 15. So I'll wait for this candle to close and then we'll see where we go from here. If you're going long, I mean, don't forget we're fighting the US dollar here. So this mean reversion, what I was looking for with this was to get back into the propulsion gap, which it's done. So that would have been my target, but the whole thing just went completely wrong because it was entering wrong lot sizing. So that turned a really nice trade idea into a complete shambles. So, but if you're going long, I'd be looking to get into that propulsion area. But if you're going to try and go long today, you're fighting the US dollar. The US dollar is massively strong off the back of the PCE news. So if the US dollar is going to continue to drive, which it looks like it is at the moment, we're going to get shorts on the indices, which we are, yeah. So just wait for this candle to close. We've got 1 minute before candle close. And then, oh, sorry, wrong one. Oh, wrong one again. Got too many MT4s open. But for shorts, I don't think you'll find a target short today because we're out of yesterday's low and we've hit ADR. It's really tricky to trade this today because it's very difficult to take shorts at ADR because we're at exhaustion point. The question is going to be, how far is the US dollar going to push this afternoon? Is it going to continue to push this afternoon? If so, we're struggling. We're fighting against resistance here all the time, support on ADR. So nice reversal on the Dow. NASDAQ still hasn't managed to break out that low. Anything with calculation method of Forex where US dollar is the quote will have a tick value of $10 per pip per lot. Indices use different calculation methods, so the same calculation method doesn't work. Who is the broker? The broker is True Proprietary Funds. This is this new prop firm. So there's your 15-minute opening range, and it looks like it wants to go short. And the opening range is 70. Okay, I'm just going to go short one. Going short at support, so it's either going to work or it's not. Yeah, this is true proprietary funds. So this is this new prop firm that we found this morning. Somebody mentioned. These guys. So I'm just giving them a go. Basically, they look pretty good. Very, very similar to my Forex funds. Good back end. Lots of. This is the first broker I've seen that, or the first prop firm I've seen that is actually doing a table of withdrawals. Obviously, yeah, you have to assume that these are real. You know, anything can be faked, can't it? But you have to assume these are real. I've never heard of them. And the fact that there's 752 payouts here means they've got a lot of traders, but I've never heard of them. So I'm giving them a go, seeing what the platform's like, seeing what the market execution's like. Obviously, the lot sizing is confusing the hell out of me because every broker and every prop firm I've ever traded with in my life, when you put in I want to risk 1% on short, it risks 1% short. When I did 0.5% short here, it decided to get me with a 0.06, so I was making a couple of p. So I've no idea why that is, but I just really can't work that out at all. One, two, three, four, five, two. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I've just given them a try basically to see what they're like. So I just bought a quick 10k, small 10k account, which is only like 90 euros or whatever, just to give it a bash. What I was gonna do was just try and pass it this afternoon and scalp, but that's kind of gone out the window because I've missed my initial open, which I was hoping to get, and basically took a loss on it. So I don't know what to do with it now. I'm just going to play around. I was unable to open my platform all night. Missed the London US dollar bull run wave this morning. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Yeah, big moves on the US. Maybe it's just the double meds. Yeah, it could be. No, I'm not really feeling the effect of that, to be honest, at the moment. My arm's killing me. Stick with what you know, my Forex funds and EA. Yeah, well, I am sticking with what I know, but I always like to try new firms that look good. Yeah, most of the firms you come across are just look terrible, but these guys look pretty good. They've done 5.53 million payouts this year. It's all done through Deal, so it all looks pretty decent. But it's exactly the same as my Forex funds, except it's a little bit more expensive. But I just kind of like this, you know, they've got leaderboards and stuff. And this is a bit like E8. E8 is very similar to this. They've got leaderboards and that sort of thing. But yeah, we'll see. So we're just rejecting the lows at the moment. Oh, everything's in the wrong place. Can't see that. Whoops. Oh, go away. Okay, go one more short, sell stop under the low. Oh, Christ, I really need to place the offset. What would the offset need to be? Oh, wrong one. So looking at the NAS, it's really hard seeing it written like that. I want to say footsie, because it's the 100, but it is the NAS. So this is your 15-minute opening range breakout short, but I'm just looking for areas of support at the moment. The only area we've got is this 4-hour support. We are sitting here right now at this level, so there is potential for them to find support back here, but we're going to need the US dollar to weaken to get along. And the way the US dollar is trading at the moment, I'm not sure. We've got 150 ADR now on US dollar CAD, so it's still pumping, which means I think we're probably more likely to drop short on the indices. But I'm just trying to find out where we're going on the indices. 175 short or on the NAS is not often achieved. If you have a look at size of these candles, yeah, what we've just had put in the last on this 4-hour candle, you don't often get much of a continuation move more than that in one day. So I think we'll struggle to get lower today, to be honest, but we'll have a go. Show the monkey something shiny. Is your arm still not better? No, it's not. Could they at least diagnose it correctly already? It is diagnosed. It's an inflamed nerve. It's my C6 nerve, which comes out the back of my brain. So you got this is the bit that confused me with the doctors. You got 6 nerves that come out the back of your brain, he said, and they go down to your extremities, so to your arms and your legs. And then he carried on talking. I was like, hang on, I've got 6 nerves coming out the back of my head going to my arms and my legs. I've only got 2 arms and 2 legs. Where the hell are the other 2 going? So my brain then started thinking, what other extremities have I got that I could have nerves going to? But apparently the C6 goes down your left arm, the C4 goes down your right arm. I think it was the C4. And then obviously you've got others that go down your legs. So my C6 nerve is inflamed, and the hole it comes out of basically means it's continuously firing signals down to my arm, which means my arm is continuously either twinging, aching, in extreme pain, or something is always going on. My left numb is thumb, my left numb. See, there you go. So this is the drugs. My left thumb is numb and the palm of my hand is numb. But there's nothing they can do. So they put you on drugs to numb your nervous system, which basically takes the pain level down, but it won't go away because the nerve is constantly firing. There's nothing you can do. If it continues for a month or 2, basically what they then do is you go and have a scan, and then they may look at steroid injections. Further than that, then there's not a lot they can do apart from operations, but that's 1 in 100. Apparently it lasts anything from 2 weeks to 6 months. That's it. So you can't do anything about it, basically, when you get it. But today's the first day of double dose drugs. So hopefully by the end of this weekend, when they've started to affect, it will just basically get the pain level down to something which is very, very easy to manage. My left thumb is numb. It's Friday. Yeah, it's my drinking thumb. And also I've got no power in my left arm. I can't lift. I've got my 2-litre bottle right to my left of water, and I can just about get it off my desk. And like clicking your thumb, your fingers, yeah. So this is me clicking my right. This is me clicking my left. Yeah, I'm doing it as hard as I am on the left as I am on the right. But I can't do it on the left. It's just literally got no power. It's the most bizarre feeling in the world. It's like having a dead thing hanging off your body. It's really weird. But yeah, I think I could do. At least my right hand, which is working, is the one that controls the mouse to make the trades. So I don't care. The left one can sit there and do nothing as far as I'm concerned. Tim's just said, Google brachial plexus. It will tell you where the cervical nerves supply in the arm. There we go. Yeah, so this is the, there's my C6, look. Ah, there's 2 that go into it, yeah. Oh my God. So that's the one that's coming out my brain. which is dodgy, and it's going all the way down here and screwing all this up. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what's happening. This one's buggered. So the C5, oh right, oh, okay, fine. So the C5 also goes down the same way. Interesting. There you go, and that's where it comes out. So there you go. So this is the hole. Look, that's the one. There, that hole. Right, that nerve there is inflamed to the size of the hole, so it's constantly touching the bone, which is what's causing the nerves to fire quickly. That's the problem. Yeah, and it goes all the way down here, which is why the pain is sometimes it's here, sometimes it's my forearm, sometimes it's the back of my hand, sometimes it's my back shoulder. Because depending on, I guess, whether that's getting annoyed at the upside of it or bound side, whatever, it sends a different signal. It's all to do with electrodes and stuff. There you go, it's that thing. Anyway, that's what I've got. One of them. Got one of them, and it's backfiring. Just needs a bit of a tune-up. That's what happens when you get to 50. I'm not quite there yet, but nearly. There's a lot of crossover of nerves, so that theoretically the loss of anyone shouldn't completely lose function, only partial loss. Yeah, that's exactly what I've got, as Tim's just said in the Telegram chat, which is why I've got, I can use my hand, it's absolutely fine, but I've got probably, I would say, about a third of the strength I normally have, and obviously multiple bits of pain, so... Anywho, there we go. Okay, so we just pulled up into propulsion on the Dow, NASDAQ rather, which is rejecting. So I'm going to add to my short on a break of that low. I'm also going to add on a break of that low as well. So if this is going to reject, so the sellers have come in, pushed back, on the propulsion move we've added, if those are going to hold as we break this level, I would expect us to run these lows and then drop out the bottom. So I'm going to add and see if I can get a flush. So if I can get 3 positions on, that will be equivalent of 1.5% short. So if we can get a breakout short down to sort of 125, 150 ADR, that'll be 2 or 3% profit. Tim must be a medical student. He knows a lot more than the doctor, or maybe the doctor couldn't be asked to explain it all to me because it's too complicated. Yeah. Quick recovery. Do you exercise? Yes, I'm a massively exerciser. I go spinning 8 times a week. Yeah, I do over 100 miles a week in spin room. So massively fit. Yeah, it's nothing to do with anything to do with fitness, but 90% of my fitness is my legs. I've got calves the size of Arnold Schwarzenegger because I just do lots of power spin classes and lots of HIIT, high intensity work. But I can't do any of it at the moment. I haven't been spinning for 3 weeks. Because it's too painful. I can sit on the bike and pedal fast, but it really agitates my arm. So, but I'm doing stretches and stuff, but there's nothing, it's not a muscular thing. It's a nerve thing. So you can't exercise your nerve really. I can do movements of my neck and stuff, but that's about it. Guess some profit taking just happened on the JAP. Let's have a quick look at the yen. Okay, lots of RSIs going off. Yeah, we're starting to get a reversal of the ADR. So we may well be getting some weakness coming through on the US. So I need to watch this trade. I'm just going to close that out at 0.1 loss. Cancel those. Just in case, if the US is going to drop, we got news coming through. The home sales has just come through. This might be a really tricky afternoon. It's probably not the best afternoon to do this, to be honest, but so just taking a tiny loss on that one. Only reason being we've got US dollar starting to weaken. And if that does start to come down, we are just going to get a propulsion hit. See the US dollar CAD. Yeah, we're back up where I was joining that resistance. So this is the area I'm expecting to see limits trigger anywhere in here. This is a double top trigger there. So this is just limit orders, basically. All the traders that have placed their limit orders here have just triggered their orders. So we immediately, all we've done is run straight into that level. Yeah, all the triggers of the limit orders are fired and driven back down. So the question now is, are there enough limit orders and sellers at that level and now entering on that bearish engulfing to overwhelm the buyers? And the buyers are exhausted. We're 150 ADR. They've been pushing hard all day. They'll be ready to take profit. So we may well see a collapse come down on the US dollar from here, which means that we'll see a pump on that index. Short one again, which is that entry there. And then I'll add on a break. If we don't get the break though, just come out the highs. I think we're pushing it, trying to get lower today, to be honest. Hitting 50 next August. Yeah, 50 is the new 10. You're as young as you think you are. Yeah, age is just a number. And apparently, there's some study that said that the male brain stops growing, or you stop mentally growing inside about 28 to 30 years old. So when you see all these 70-year-old blokes walking around, they're actually 28 or 30-year-old blokes trapped in a 70-year-old body, which I think is not necessarily accurate, is it? But, you know, I don't feel 50. I'm not 50 yet, but, you know, I'm probably the fittest I've ever been in my life. Fitter than I was when I was 30, that's for sure. But mentally, you know, you kind of have got a very similar outlook to what you were back then, don't you? So, okay, we are pushing back up again. So might be looking for longs. This might be a really nasty whippy session today. So I'm not going to push too hard on this. It's only a tiddly little account. So yeah, we are coming back straight off of that resistance. Looking at the yen pairs, big drop and push there. Whoops. Yeah, it's not a lot happening on them. US dollar starting to turn as well. So we have got more sellers stepping in here. I'm just going to put tick strike on. I'm just interested to listen to what the volume is today. It is gratifying that inflation declines from peak, but more is needed. Peak rate matters. PCE report shows that the Fed needs to do a little more. Pricing peak policy rate of 5.45. That's higher. So 5.5% looks like it might become the target, which is 0.75 above where we are at the moment. 50 basis points from the Bank of England for May. That seems logical. No ECB rate cuts in 2023. That's fine. Slightly higher than 5. So basically it's all bullish US, bullish US, bullish euro, and bullish pound as well. How's that pound doing? Do against New Zealand and obviously the yen. The yen's been really weak. So yeah, lots of Aussie weakness today. Lots of New Zealand weakness too. We're stuck on an inside bar at the minute. Not really going anywhere. I'm tempted to try a cheeky high risk trade here. Shouldn't really add to a loser, but so basically this propulsion move that we had at the open, we broke the 15-minute low, and since then we've rejected twice. This will be, if it happens, the third rejection. So I'm taking a preemptive short based on the fact that the sellers are stepping in here and holding this level very nicely, and just looking for that push back down to the next level. See if we can get it a little bit lower. And just go for one run short. Just try and get maybe 1% out of it or something. Might backfire, but it looks like we're holding this level. Why is there no... is there no volume in the market? Anybody else got tick strike? Nothing's happening. They're all asleep. Diamond, I'm 54. 28 to... There we go, there's the sellers. 28 to 35 is more what I feel. Yeah, exactly. That's what that study showed. It doesn't matter how old you get, you feel like a 30-year-old all the time. Okay, so short now, 4 positions, because the add-on has just fired 0.5%. As long as these sellers keep rallying. 125 ADR, that is. I'm just not sure where we're going to get to here. I'm skeptical about... I can't even read that. Look, 100 and... Look at that tick count. 10,500 ticks. Have I got the tick count wrong on this or something? This is just weird. 10,000 ticks. So that's... I mean, that's actually 108 points, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so 175 ADR is next support. I'm just not sure we're going to make it down to there today. Doesn't seem to be enough volume. I think we're just exhausted. This might not work at all, this trade. Dixie extended on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Yeah, it will be. Massively. If you look at the Euro US dollar, that will be collapsed. It's only hit ADR though. But yeah, I mean, extended on the 4 hour and the 1 hour at support as well. Look. And what sort of support is that? Not quite sure why I've drawn that line in. That might be from another instrument. No, that's that support there, isn't it? Yeah. So that is quite valid, but that is more valid, 175, which if we can get down to there, that would help the NASDAQ down as well. Okay, so hopefully we'll get another rally coming in now. We've got 5 minutes left until the 15-minute candle closes. If we can get that 15-minute candle closed low, what we will see is on the 15-minute is 2 bear candles, which should entice some more sellers to enter the market if there are any. They'll see it bullish, sorry, bearish. Doesn't sound like there's anything happening though. It's Friday afternoon. We've done our move. I got a feeling they're all in the pub. Getting hammered Friday afternoon. I'm almost 61, a fossil, David. Blimey. Ancient. There's people in my spin room, yeah, that I spin with who are in their 70s and they are still on bikes doing high intensity workouts at 70. That's what I want to be. Not a fossil sitting in a chair watching the telly at 70. I want to be sitting on a spin bike going mental to hardcore. Live fast, die young. No, live fast, die late. US dollar CAD will definitely pull back. No idea. It will at some point, yeah. Already has 150. So there you go. That's resistance bounce. Come on, the sellers. Come on, the sellers. So your reversal alert is just triggered on that. So look for potentially that. Watch that. Watch that. If you're shorting it, but move might not be over yet. I hope it isn't. I hope the US dollar actually continues to push because I'm short on the index. So I want the US dollar to rally. Sorry, I was just reading something. More sellers entering the market. So this will be creating your pullback on the New Zealand US, US dollar CAD. Yeah. So if we are getting that, this is creating your push for that M pattern reverse retest. Still nothing but sellers in the market. Come on. I'm just going to take this 0.8. Hello, close. Basically, that just gets me back to break even on the account after the cock ups with the what the hell is this doing? So now I know I got to go in with. Please change this and save it. Now I know I've got to go in with 10% risk to get a 0.5% risk trade on. I'll be able to trade it properly, this account. I don't trust this. I'm hearing a lot of selling, but I'm not seeing a lot of progress. Last batch of selling, basically, we wicked. We've heard nothing but negative crickets coming in. We're not actually making any sustained lows here. And the fact that we've got the US dollar starting to pull back from highs on other instruments, I suspect we might be running out of steam. And there's a good chance all we're going to do for the rest of the session, potentially, as we're at ADR already, is just kind of do that sort of thing. Very, very hard to scalp because you're not going to get that run because it's already done the run. We've had the move for the day before the market opened. So I don't really want to push it. I might as well just leave this one and come back to it on Monday. It might push a little bit further, but, you know, I don't really want to push it. I'd rather just bank it and go. So that was quite a nice, easy trade. But so with all of these, what I would do if you're looking to get into anything this afternoon, go and have a look at the buyer scorecard. There's not a lot changed on sentiment this afternoon. US dollar CAD, they've got a little bit longer on, and Aussie dollar Swiss, they've got a little bit longer on as well. So Well, there's loads of sellers coming in now. I should have stayed in, shouldn't I? Oh, no, look, see, that's a lot of selling. It's all getting absorbed by the buyers at the moment. There's no momentum at play. Listen to that. There's a lot of sellers. So for those that don't know, this is called absorption. So what you're getting is nothing but high volume sellers entering the market. Someone is sitting here hitting the bid constantly, absorbing every single sell order that comes in. Yeah, and holding price. Eventually what will happen, these sellers will give up, some buyers will enter, and it will push up above their stops. The sellers will exit and we'll get a pop, potentially. Or there will be more sellers than this guy that's absorbing these orders, and then he will puke and pop to the downside. But that's a lot of volume coming in. There we go, there's more. You'll probably see this go pop in a minute. That'll be that guy getting run over. Just holding the ground there. I like this too. You know those in rugby, when they're doing rugby training, they have that like metal thing. Yeah, with the pads, and all the guys are there like pushing against this thing and trying to push this thing along the floor. That's what I like an absorption to. You've got someone sitting here with a massive batch of orders. And it doesn't matter how many orders you throw at me, I'm just going to go, nah, I am not moving. This is a massive, heavy piece of metal, and it does not want to get pushed in that direction. And it will get gradually pushed back like a scrum. But eventually, someone is going to get run over. So when you hear a lot of selling or a lot of buying, depending on which way it's going, coming in and no movement in the market, you'll usually find you're basically building an accumulation. And at some point, you've got so many orders built up with stop orders either side that as soon as those stops get triggered, you will just get a flush, because everybody that's been holding that long will exit at the same time, and everybody that wants to sell will add to their positions, and you get a massive flurry, which is why you get these big, strong candles formed. So this is what propulsion gaps are, yeah? So when you look at this propulsion gap, for example, here, you got the accumulation, which is the battle, long and short, building and building and building and building. And then basically more sellers come in than buyers. The sellers puke and we get a bang, flush. That's all the sellers exiting at the same time as, all the buyers exiting at the same time as the sellers are adding to their positions. And it goes woof. So when you hear a lot of, there you go, here come the buyers now. So you hear a lot of that selling coming in. There are no buyers. There are no sellers left. So now the buyers are like just going, right, you're out. We're popping back up. Yeah. That's what's going on under the hood. If you watch the ladder, if you trade with any software that trades the futures market, you'll see the ladder. You'll see this in action on the ladder. You'll have the ladder with different prices, and you'll see price ticking down, constantly ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking, and like 800 contracts land and 800 contracts land, 800 contracts land. And every single time the contracts land, someone goes, I'll buy those, I'll buy those, I'll buy those, because I've got a pot of 10,000 contracts here. You just keep them coming, guys. Eventually, these guys are going to run out. They're going to place their stops there because they don't want to get run over. And this guy's then going to go with the rest of his orders. He's going to go boom, bang, flies the other direction. Propulsion. That tells you, this is why this indicator's here, it tells you who's in control of the market. This is why when we got here, these guys got run over. Right, so this candle, scalping lesson here, is an indecision candle. So we had an equal number of buyers and sellers. You heard all the sellers entering, sellers entering, sellers entering, and at the end there, you heard the buyers exiting those sell positions. So all those sellers that flew in there got out. Didn't make any progress. Reset, start again, next candle. What are we going to do next? Overall, we still have the sellers in charge, lower low and lower high. So we are still bearish at the moment. Bullish engulfing Where's there a bullish engulfing? This is a Harami. Doji, really, isn't it? Right. So looking at all these ADRs, I wouldn't. It's Friday afternoon. I think it sounds like we're hitting exhaustion point across everything at the moment. So one of two things is probably going to play out this afternoon. We're going to get an accumulation for the New York session because the volume's been exhausted in London and there's nowhere to take it, or we're going to get a sell-off, basically. So we're just going to sell off the move. So everybody that's in here now is just going to take profit and flush it for the afternoon, be done. This is not the end of the month. So we typically see these types of moves happening at the end of the month, ADR hits like this, because they're trying to exit their positions and get the books flat for the end of the month, do the end of month reporting. That's why we have the 24 moving average on our charts for the daily, because this represents what the monthly reporting and the quarterly reporting periods are. So we're either going to get one of those or a flush. Never know which, obviously. I'll just turn the crickets off because it's all gone quiet. So I'd be very careful with these ADRs. If you're going to get in short, for example, on this US dollar yen, anticipating a sell-off, or the US dollar CAD or US dollar Swiss or whatever, if by the end of 7, 8 o'clock, in 3 or 4 hours time, if we're still sitting here, I would probably just close it, because you don't really want to hold it, because the chances are we're going to get a push, accumulation push on Monday. May get a bit of a pullback and then a push, but they're slightly more dangerous on a Friday. They're just basically positioning themselves. And don't forget, we've just had good news again for the US dollar. Another reason to strengthen the US. Another reason to drop the indices. Another reason for that bear market we were talking about this morning to continue. Yeah. Somebody was saying we're entering back into the bull market this morning. It doesn't look like a bull market to me. That looks like an M pattern reversal on a higher time frame downtrend. That looks like beautiful market structure for a continuation. So that would indicate US dollar strength. Keep up the good work. Get yourself on social media with similar content, but simplified. It will attract people to your channel. Have you seen my channel? There's about 300 videos on there, Ahmed. I post 3 to 5 times a day on socials, every social, and I do 2 live streams a day. I'm not going to create loads of snippets of content, if that's what you mean. I can't be bothered. I'm not here to make money out of YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. And I don't care how many people come on the channel, to be honest. I do this because I like it. Was he expecting a bullish engulfing, but it didn't turn out? All right. Okay. Now we're running out of steam. So we're sitting on an inside bar now. So this is a potential reversal pattern. So we got high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low. The start of a reversal pattern will be an inside bar. So we make a lower high and a higher low, and then we're going to make a higher high and a higher low, which is a rounding bottom. Then we pop back up. Then we run back into the sellers and potentially drop. But we have got selling still on the Dow. So it is still bearish overall. So there's your inside bar. So a good strategy for this, got a bit of a wide spread on this as well. Good strategy for this is on an inside bar is a buy stop last, sell stop last, straddle that, because it's going to break. And there's a good probability that when it breaks, it will honor the high or the low. So we've got a low here and a high there. So we will put in a higher low and a higher high if we put a bull candle, or we will use a lower high and a lower low. Either way, you should end on this next candle in profit, depending on which way it's broken out. Obviously, you don't know which way it's going to break out. No one knows where it's going next. If you knew where it was going next, we'd be millionaires. So you just take the break and then you hold that break and hope that your break continues. But I do this a lot. So this is an inside bar breakout. And if we get another inside bar inside that inside bar, I probably wouldn't try and do that one, because you could you get an outside bar, then you get whipsawed and go into a hedge. So just leave the orders there. So what we're looking for is, when this candle breaks, for the market to decide whether or not it's bullish or bearish by breaking out of that previous candle. So if we get a long here, I would expect that high also to get broken and the candle to close bullish, as we are now. Yeah. Bullish engulfing forming as well on the Dow. The other obviously option here is we go for an outside bar. So if you get an outside bar following an inside bar, that again is indecision. So we've got an indecision candle followed by an indecision candle. And then if we get an outside bar, we've got an indecision candle followed by an indecision candle followed by an indecision candle, which means no one's got a clue which way they want to go. So you just want to get out and go home and do something else. Is learning price ladder useful? Only if you want to trade futures. It's useful to understand the market. I would say yes. If you want to really see the market like the Matrix, then you need to watch the price ladder and look at heat maps and things like that. Order flow, all that sort of stuff. But it's for futures, really. It's got no place in CFDs, because there's no centralized exchange for any of this lot. So it doesn't work here. It works in futures. But if you need to make a decision, I would say, if you want to try it, go and try it. It's going to cost you. If you want to be decent bit of software for ladder trading, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to need to do a course, which is going to cost you. The best thing to do is to go and use Jigsaw. There's a link on the website to Jigsaw, which is the software that I use for ladder trading and futures. This one here. This is the best software, and they give you a free education as well. And it's not cheap, but you get free education. You only need this one. This is not much better than that. And you can also buy it afterwards. So that's the only one you want. But that's what it would cost you to go and have a look at a ladder, properly look at a ladder and understand it. There's no point in getting ladder trading, looking at a ladder. You've got to understand what's going on. You need to know about value area highs, value area lows, volume weighted average prices, and all sorts of other stuff. Volume profile, there's a lot that goes into that sort of stuff. It's more complex. So, but yeah, it's just a different way of trading. GU you want to have a look at. Just quickly see what's going on with this trade. There we go. So we got a higher high and a higher low. So we're starting rounding bottom, which could be one of two things: the start of a reversal, or the start of a pullback on this market structure. Don't know which. One of them will work. If it's a rounding bottom pullback, I will win. If it's a market structure pullback, I will lose. GU. So pound US dollar, obviously we want to be shorting it. So look for any pullbacks, any RSI extensions, any ADR hits, usual stuff. Any extensions up to ADR to get in short, any RSI extensions on the hourly. You had one there. Depending on what goes on with the US dollar, you could look for a pullback into this propulsion. It's basically, that's the Asian session. So this is actually the propulsion gap I would pay attention to. It broke the yesterday's low and held it and then dropped. So we've pulled back into this propulsion here, which is where we're finding some buyers. So we should push back up into there and then drop. But you won't get an RSI extension if that happens. So you would need to obviously just mark that area out really. And then drop down to M5 and wait for it to get up into here. It's that propulsion gap there. And then wait for a reversal alert. So just wait for a reversal alert short somewhere in that area. If you want to get in now, but I mean, personally, I would wait for an RSI extension. You're not going to get a 4-hour RSI extension. You might get an ADR hit on it on Monday or something with a nice pullback. We're also coming off of this low as well. So this is what I mean with the US dollar. The US dollar is really due a pullback. We've had a strong US dollar now for a good few weeks. Yeah, since we had the FOMC and the unemployment back at the beginning of February, we've had a strong US dollar all month. It's managed to make new lows constantly, but we've had a long stint. So it's due a little bit of weakness, but all the time we are continuously getting all of this positive move and this positive news coming out of the Fed and positive news on the scheduled news. We're going to see a strong US. So trying to get into it is tricky. All these US pairs, Euro US is pretty easy. Well, it's not easy to get into, but I mean, if you got into it, you probably haven't got out of it. Just pulling back inside at the minute. New lows on Dow. So this was just a pullback, potentially. We'll see. So we've now got a double top, lower low. Yeah, so tricky all the US's. Alan, quick question on MT4. Is there a way of setting your lot sizes so when you restart the platform, it keeps the lot sizes for each indice or pair? Every time I log in, my lot sizes are back to 1. So go to Tools, Options, and go to Trade. Basically, size by default, you can have a default size. You can set that to whatever you want, or you can have size by default as last. Yeah, so if you've got symbol by default automatic, I would set that to last used or default. You don't need to worry about symbol, actually. Symbol's irrelevant. But size, it will be last used. And that works on one-click trading. So if you change that to 0.5, when you restart your platform, that will be 0.5. If you're using something like the Price Action Toolkit, it doesn't matter because it's all set in the EA. But it's not. Yeah, I mean that's all you can do really. I think Elite Trader Funding uses Jigsaw. Not sure if it's complimentary. No, it's not complimentary. No, Elite nothing's free. When you look at these, all these brokers and the software they provide, what you get free is Rhythmic. Yeah, Rhythmic's free. NinjaTrader's free. NinjaTrader is just a charting platform. Yeah, it doesn't have volume profile ladder built in. Tradeovate has a limited one, and I mean limited. It's web-based. TradingView, very limited with that sort of thing. Rhythmic is the data feed. So you get a data feed direct from the CME, right, or CBOT, depending on what you're trading. So you are trading the centralized exchange on futures, and that feeds into Rhythmic, and then Rhythmic feeds to your software. So when I trade with Jigsaw, I use Rhythmic as my data connection to the CME, and then I connect that into Jigsaw. It's all done. It's all very easy to do, but it's not free. You can use Rhythmic. Rhythmic hasn't got a ladder either because you need to buy level 2 data. So when you sign up with Elite Trader, you will need to buy level 2 data as well. That will cost you about $10 a month, and that gives you the ladder, the depth of market. In your platform, you can get the DOM up, yeah, depth of market, but there's nothing in there. because you're not buying level 2 data. There's no level 2 data actually available for Forex anyway, but yeah, so you're not buying that. You've got to buy that as extra. But yeah, Jigsaw is not free anywhere. The only free software is NinjaTrader. That's free. You get a free license, but it doesn't give you DOM. It gives you a limited DOM where you can see one level. Without the depth of market, you can't see extra levels. So you've got to buy that. Futures is a lot more expensive to trade, but much more rewarding. It's a different thing. You know, it's like trading stocks. If you trade stocks and then you move over to Forex, you're like, wow, this is really different. You move from Forex, trading indices like I am here on CFDs. You take this and you trade on the futures market. It's a different thing again. Everything's really different. But you need to try stuff. I'm a strong believer in trying things. Yeah, go and try futures. And you might find that is your thing. But it's very different. Futures, you're in and out. Is that you're intraday. You can't hold overnight in futures. It's too expensive. Overnight contract holding costs $10,000 in the S&P if you want to hold a decent amount of contracts. So unless you've got a big wad of money, you're never going to overnight hold. All the futures prop firms, no overnight holds. You can't hold overnight. You've got to be closed by end of trading day because you're buying a contract. Yeah. So when you take a contract long in oil, you're buying a barrel of oil. If you hold that contract, you will get a barrel of oil delivered. You have to log all your name and everything. So when you sign up with these guys, for example, you have to sign a contract with the CME. So they know who you are, where you live, making sure whether you're a professional trader or an institution, because you need to be logged in the commitment of traders. So, yeah, so if you're trading on here, you'll be logged in the COT report. So you come up in here, you're one of these. Yeah, so it's a different, totally different kettle of fish. It really is. And when you use it, you'll either go nah or yeah. Just found this channel. Excellent explanation. Don't remain a tadpole. Good name. Wish it was a tadpole. At the moment, I've got a bad arm. Tadpoles haven't got arms, so I wouldn't have that problem. Until they turn into frogs, obviously, then they do have that problem. I think there's more than one problem being a frog, isn't there? What's the best, easiest way to backtest? Can you use the market reversal at EA to backtest? Yes. So backtesting software is all in here. It's all built in. It's called Strategy Tester. Just use this. That's how I do all my backtesting. If you want to learn how to use a strategy tester, just Google it. MT4 Strategy Tester. So if you want to backtest the market reversal alert CA, I don't know if I've got any set files there. Yeah, I have. So just run a test in here. That will start trading in a minute. So yeah, you just run your test in there. But Google it if you want to backtest anything. There we go. We're long. We've banked. This set file is designed not to run on a 100K account. So this is running on a 10K account. You'll probably find this will bank lots and lots of little bits of money, whereas it should be doing a little bit more. Just about to stop out on the long position, potentially. Just going to cancel that short. I don't want to get hedged on this. Or do I? Just doing. There you go. So this is running the back test. If you want to do it visually, obviously you can do that as well. Just go into visual mode. The market reversal alerts EA, I'll warn you, is very slow at back testing. So what you want to do is not back test on every tick. You want to use, for the market reversal alerts EA, you want to use control points initially, which will do the back testing a lot faster for you. Yeah, and then this will run through a lot quicker. But these results aren't really to be used for real world. You want to test on tick to get accuracy, but control points will give you an idea on how it works, basically. I think this is H1M5, isn't it? I can't remember what I loaded. Or is this is hedging, isn't it? It will take a trade. It needs to get an RSI extension before it will start working, which might take a while. Okay, so we've just broken that low. We're stuck on the Dow as well. I'm loath to get into a short on this. I don't want to push this afternoon. It's so heavy. But I don't want to enter a short because I don't think we're going to get much more than that out of a position. I don't think we're going to be able to flush down. We're at 125 ADR, so I don't think we're going to be able to get much further. So if I enter a short, the likelihood is we're going to make such little progress and so hard work. I don't think it's worth it. There's much more probability of us basically having a profit take, sell off, buy off this afternoon, just to move it back and take some profit on this move. But like anything, when you're trying to capture the low, you're going to be wrong multiple times before you're right. So this is either it, we are exhausted and we're going to go from here, or I think I'll probably leave it alone for the afternoon. I haven't taken any trades yet. We haven't had an extension. So when you're testing visual, visual testing is a lot slower than non-visual mode. That will obviously go an awful lot faster. But anyway, yeah, that's our back test. That's how you do it. Euro odd looks interesting. You need to clarify, why does Euro odd look interesting? What's interesting about that? Whoops. So this level, you mean? Yeah. So nice extension on the 4 hour, very, very extended. So did you say Euro odd? $1 Euro US dollar. Oops. Oh god. I'll switch to Euro odd. I had Euro odd highlighted. That's why that confused me. So Euro odd looks interesting. Yeah, 125 ADR. Euro is a long though, don't forget. So you're trading counter trend. That would be the move that I'd look for. This area here is obviously decent resistance, and it's literally slammed straight through it. So there's your target, 150 ADR. If you're going to take any trades this afternoon, just be careful. You know, it's end of day, anything can happen. But the likelihood of a big sell-off today is not on the cards, I don't think. But Euro odd, you want to be long as a bias. Yeah, we're range bound. COT is long. Retail is short. Yeah, this is a classic retail counter trend move. Look. So Euro odd, 85% of the market is shorting Euro odd at the moment. Yeah. 85% of the market is shorting euro odd. Where is it going? What's it trying to find? Their liquidity. Where's their liquidity? There. Where's the next batch? There. As long as the market is short, they will go up. A lot of the time. Obviously, we can't time it, but I would be much more inclined to long that than short it. So the overall bias is long. Retail sentiment is the wrong way. So you want to be heading up. My bad, it's AMP Futures that has Jigsaw. They have a bunch of platforms. Yeah, but not free, Brian. What platforms you can trade on doesn't mean it's free. They don't give Jigsaw away for free. Jigsaw is a $1,000 piece of kit. They don't give it away for free. And they're a broker, yeah, 50 plus trading platforms. So you can, they're absolutely right. You can feed into all of these, but none of them are free. None of these are free platforms. Yeah. Order flow, heat map, everything. This is all Jigsaw. It's all free education. Yeah. This is an advert for Jigsaw. It's not free. If all of this software was free with AMP, I would sign up with them immediately and deposit $1,000 because you got £500,000 worth of high-tech software there. iBroker, not heard of that one. Or Tiger Trade. Oh, look, they do those footprint charts that Nirav goes on about all the time. Our mate Nirav. Don't use retail candlesticks. Use my retail candlesticks. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. It's naughty. Taking the mickey. It's an English thing. He's English as well, so I should know. My EJ Long hit TP. Good job. So yeah, I mean, I'm mixed opinions on the yen at the minute. So today's yen, we've had a good strong 12-hour push on the yen of weakness, but you know, look at it. We're not actually making progress. So you can trade the yen either way. It is very range bound across all markets at the moment. So everything crossed with the yen is range bound. So in theory, you could go either direction on it, but I would be worried about an intervention move on the yen, especially when Ueda gets in and actually takes over, because he's probably going to want to make a statement, and that statement will be strength, and that will probably pump the yen. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm not that interested in it at the minute. I asked you yesterday if it's going to test the high. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can ask me what you like, but I haven't got a crystal ball, and I don't have a hotline to the Bank of Japan. So I can't actually answer that question, and no one else can for you either. Is it going to test the high? There is a probability of that happening, and it is a coin flip. It's either going to test the high or it's not. Those are the only two things that can happen. I couldn't tell you. Look at the sentiment on it, and that'll give you a clue. Uh, 77% of the market are short. So yeah, I would say you've got a very good chance of testing that high. Very good. Yeah. The market's short on it. What's it doing? Why is it doing that? Because all the liquidity is sitting at these levels. That's what it's doing. Yeah. If it's short, if the market's short, it goes long. That's what the sentiment EA is designed to do. What have I just done there? That's weird. So I just clicked some buttons on my drawing software, which I didn't know existed. Yeah, so that's what the sentiment EA is doing. Done $600 a day. So we've done 2.23% in the last week. Counter sentiment trading. See, I'm long euro yen. Look, I'm long euro yen because where's euro yen gone? I can never find anything when I've got every pair open. There it is. So euro yen, when I entered, when did I enter on this? Let's have a look. There, when I entered, 18% of the market was long. So 82% of the market was short when I got in. So they took out yesterday's low, liquidity. They drove down. So what they're doing is they're enticing shorts. Money is sitting there. Enticing shorts, money sits there. Enticing shorts, money sits there. Stops, takes out that liquidity, Liquidity is sitting up there. So that would be the next target, basically. Second entry was there on a yesterday's low sweep, but for me, it wasn't far enough apart. It needs to be 47 pips apart, and that was 61. Right, no. So this is the new version of the EA, which was only executed there, so it won't have known that, so it wouldn't have taken that. That was a first trade for it, and because it was 34, I'm using 30 as a filter. So this is the next version of the EA, which ignores all trades prior, which was taken prior to the new version being entered. But it would have, if it was the old version trading, it would have taken second position there. So we would actually be out of this now with a profit because we'd be over $500. And that's what it's aiming for. It's only banking 0.5% at a time. So yeah, it's still got further to run, I reckon. Hey, look, Happy Forex is back. Thank you for sharing oh no, it's Helpy. Thank you for sharing Helpy FX signals last day. I Googled it. Their group is free. Thank you again. Made some profits. Hey, everybody, go Google Helpy FX. They only charge you $200 for a month's trading. They give you signals, and then as you've got those signals and entered, they change the prices to make it look like they're profitable. They've been trading since 2019. However, their website was only created in 2022. Go join them. There's your advert for Helpy FX. Doesn't matter how many times I ban that bot. Oh, the chat's gone. No, that's because I've moved it out, isn't it? Doesn't matter how many times I ban that bot. Oh, I'm going to ban Franco. Sorry, nearly banned you there, Franco. Report. Unwanted commercial content. Bye-bye. Hide on my channel. But he comes back with a different name every day, so we're never going to get rid of him. Now your arrow, Brian, looks like you think Lattes Control is a scammer bot. Oh, it is Lattes Control. Oh, that's right. Sorry, yeah. Sorry. Oh, I'm just waffling today. I'm going to stop out on this by the looks of things. We're not making any progress in either direction. So could you please check UJ for your possible target in this uptrend? Well, I just did that, I think, didn't I? Really? I can't really answer that question, Daniel, because you are not telling me what time frame you're trading, where you got in, how much profit you're in, and what you want to get out of the trade. You're saying it's an uptrend, so I assume you're trading a very small time frame, because the only way you're going to see that as an uptrend is if you're trading M5. And if you're trading M5, you should have been in down here somewhere, and you should be out, really, or at least covering the position with a break even. But the potential is for a double top, obviously, which is 175 ADR. They give you a drug dealer taste, that's all. What was I talking about? Throw your pills on the table and read the future. Yeah. I got in at 135. God, you're I don't know. If you're in at 135 and you're still in it, you're an investor, aren't you? So I have no idea. If you got in at 135, you got in last year then, basically, yeah? You got in August. I don't know. Get out sometime. What are you doing in here? If you got in at 135, right, you're a day trader. You're an investment long-term trader. If you're not out of this, I would say you need to go back to square one and start again, because this thing has pulled all the way back to here. It's not in an uptrend anymore. It's in a downtrend. So if you think this is an uptrend, you need to go back to baby pips. Sorry. If you got in at 135 and you're not out when the structure shifted back down, I don't know what to say, really, unless I've misunderstood. Right, stopped out on that long, so I'm just going to call it a day on that. Lost 0.5%. Trying to push it. There's no point in pushing this. It's exhausted. It's just at any moment we could get a profit take. So think what the current situation with all market participants that have entered this market short today is. They've had very little opportunities to escape their positions, and they've had additional entries in. So everybody today so far is sitting on an absolute wodge of cash. As soon as we see a strong bull move that pulls back and cracks that high, this is going to pop, because everybody that's in short here is going to want to exit their positions and take profit for the day. So at some point we're going to get a pullback, or they're just going to hold with anticipation that it's, when people enter the market, we don't know whether they're entering long-term, short-term, or what they're doing. So it's either going to be a day trader pop back up into an area where we're probably going to find resistance, or we're just going to hover and do that today. So kind of day's over, really. I'm going to get rid of that platform. I'll trade that again next week. But so far, I'm not particularly impressed, because their maths seems a little bit off on that new platform. But anyway, right. So yeah, everything you need today, RSI extension wise, is probably against you. Yeah, all the US dollars are extended to the upside. You should be long on US dollar. New Zealand dollar is US dollar is extended to the downside. You should be short that because you're long the US dollar. Same with the pound US dollar, same with the euro US dollar, same with the Aussie US dollar, and that's pretty much it on those. Euro odd is extended to the upside. Euro is a long. That's exactly where it should be. The yens, don't know. So the only other RSI extensions that I can see here that are unrelated is the Aussie dollar CAD on the 4 hour. Which is a sell. So potentially that's, oh yeah, that's a sell. No, sorry, you should have been short on that. There isn't anything of interest at all here that I can see. So New Zealand dollar Swiss. So New Zealand dollar Swiss is range bound. So potentially you can take that in either direction. That's not extended. Oh, it's the hourly. So that's extended on the hourly. So there's a potential short, long there. M5 reversal. You haven't had it yet. It's a bit of a weird wiki thing at the moment down here. It's just getting stuck. So a reversal on that, potentially you've got a little bit of a pullback, but it's a big old reversal. I would just probably ignore the reversal on that and hit the long button. But so that's really the only thing you got there. And obviously all the ADRs are kind of extended in the direction they want to be. So there's not really that many opportunities today, unfortunately. Everything that we are in, or you should be in, or you could be in, is all going the way it should be going, according to the bias scorecard and according to the sentiment scorecards as well. So all pretty good. Been a decent week overall. But more alerts going off. That's RSI extensions on Aussie CAD, Euro New Zealand, and Pound Odd. So nothing exciting there either. All extended in the directions they should be going. So that's it, really. I'm not going to bother trading anymore this afternoon. I don't think we're going to get anything more out of the indices. So I'll be back Monday morning, 7:50, same time, and obviously back for the New York session 2:20 on Monday. And we'll see what we can do with the indices, and obviously have a look at the market. Over the weekend, we've got the G20 tomorrow is the last day. And then we've got early morning or at the open. Obviously, New Zealand is the first market to open. As soon as that opens, we've got the retail sales coming in for New Zealand dollar. So we might have some New Zealand and Aussie dollar movement for Monday morning. So if you've got anything Aussie, New Zealand on that you're holding over the weekend, if you've got anything sitting on your P&L in profit, not a good example, in profit, New Zealand related, I'd probably just pop it in and bank it and get it in the pot, because you're probably going to get a move on that ahead of Monday. And then into next week, not a massive amount of news next week, really. We've got CAD GDP. We've got the CPI for the Aussie. We've got some flash CPIs coming in as well, but not a massive amount. So we got one PMI, one GDP. I got PMI again on Friday. So and the CPI on the Aussie. So that's the really important one, the Australian inflation figures. Apart from that, it's a bit of a light news week. So it might be a bit flat next week. We'll see. All right. So have a good weekend, everybody. I will be back Monday morning, 7:50, same time. If you need anything, I'll be in the Telegram group. Yeah, see how we get on over the weekend and see you on Monday. So have a good one. Enjoy, and I'll be back then. Have a good one over the weekend.